to the betting this series.
Here we go.
We're already at it, man.
Early betting for January, June 7th. These guys got me so fired up. I'm getting the guns out. Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Click those links below for the best sports books in your state, unless you're in Mexico. Don't forget the OddsJam Partner Program, where you share that link with your friends. You get 20% of all the revenue generated from that link. Mike, what else we got here? Live chat is available. Let's see what else we got. Like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Fill out the form below to get a personal one-on-one tutorial on how to make $2,500 a month sports betting. You can get a hold of Mike at OddsJam.com, Bob at OddsJam.com, and our Calendly links are below also. And TikTok, OddsJam_nuts. Check that out. Discord link is below also. And finally, Prize Picks link is below. Go check that out at Prize Picks and get signed up and get your $100 free. Okay, so here we are. First period. I haven't even looked at the score. Is it still 1-0, Mike?
Yeah, it's still 1-0.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, as I said earlier, I was taking Colorado on the money line, which I got at minus 130. And I took the under in this game because Colorado is playing a different game. And I guarantee you, their coach told them after game one, if you want to win a cup, you're not going to be able to play that style of game and win a Stanley Cup. This isn't, a wide open affair. We need to play playoff hockey. And that's what they did, guys. They changed their style and their young goaltender they're playing in front of, like they're trying to protect him, Mike.
I mean, I get all that, but if you're Edmonton, there's no excuse for not coming out, and especially game 3 after you just got shut out. There's no excuse to not come out and start establishing some offense and finding a way to win that game, to where now you're not in this game right now with your backs against the wall. But even with that happening, once again, Edmonton coming out, not really doing a whole lot in terms of, in my opinion, showing they're ready to extend this series. It's almost as if they're packing it in.
Steve, comments?
Yeah, Edmonton, is it not do or die? They're certainly not playing like it. On the verge of elimination, I expected them to come out with their hair on fire. Not the case. I don't know. Very frustrating first period. Granted, that first game was 14 goals, insane. Only 10 goals combined in the next two. But I expected this to be the second highest scoring. I thought Edmonton would, be taking some risks. Do they not have to push the pace and take some chances? Are they just content getting shut out and being humiliated?
If you can't control the neutral zone, you cannot control the hockey game. Okay? If all you're doing is dumping the puck to the neutral zone and trying to pick it up from there, and you're not skating, if they're not giving you lanes to skate, if they're finding ways to block your passes, it's the way it goes. Jordan Thackeray, great job. Kudos, brother. He picked Makar anytime goal scorer, and that's the only goal in the game for Makar. Great job. Adam, good evening, gents. Y'all are looking sharp. Yeah, and Altuve, 1.5 bases. There you go.
Yes, I hit that one as well, Jordan. And great call on Makar. I'm hoping McKinnon scores. He was a guy. He was my anytime goal scorer for Colorado. And hopefully McDavid, Connor McDavid, are you going to show up? There's a game 4 here that's being played. Matter of fact, it's in your home building.
Yeah,
Where are you?
Isn't he supposed to be the best player in the NHL?
Arguably, yes. Arguably, he's his.
Yes. His fucking tail was between the legs after last game. Came up small. Yeah, it's his
shut out the game before that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a no-show after a game 1 that looked like we were going to have some great high-scoring games, and Edmonton just decided, no thanks, we're not trying.
So I'm going to time out here for 1 second. Get to comments. You're right, Mike. Oilers look flat. Smith actually keeping them in the game.
He actually is.
Yeah. The one game where I need him to suck, he's actually playing well.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's
And Adam McLean says, "Let's go morning coffee bets." That's right.
And even more reason, if you're Edmonton, this second period, you couldn't. I mean, you're lucky. You're only down 1-0 with Mike Smith playing pretty well. You're getting good play out of Mike Smith. This is your chance to have a big period and get yourselves back in this game and maybe in this series, because your goaltender's actually stepping up. The rest of you, Draisaitl, you're a 50-plus goal scorer. Hello, score.
And I mean, what do we
hit missing? Who's out this game? The only black guy in the entire NHL.
No, Vander Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
he's
Ryan,
not the only one, dude. Ryan Reeves. Come on.
You've got several. You've got several. Minnesota Matt Dumba.
Yeah. Okay.
Wayne Simmons.
Mike. I got to stop you. Okay.
Yes.
You're saying after game 1, this is going to be an exciting series, and dude, you know that there is no way that they're going to have that kind of high output offense every game, that somebody is going to play playoff hockey. Playoff hockey is not 8-6.
Well,
it's the NBA.
I also expected two guys that are considered two of the best goal scorers in this game, McDavid and Draisaitl, to do a lot more than what they're doing. So it's not so far-fetched that this was going to be a high-scoring series.
No, it was, Mike. What? It was, okay?
No, it wasn't.
Because our coach,
it only was because of it only was because we're in the reality now and you can see what happened. But going into this,
we're in the conference finals.
I understand where
we're in the 80s. Okay, let me get to Jordan. Avs are skating circles around him. This thing is over. I actually have. Let me tell you, I actually have that bet too. Minus 1.5 all day. Let me tell you what I got, guys. I had Colorado on the money line, minus 1.5 and under 6.5. The number was 7. I went under 6.5.
Now you're looking good there,
Bob. Let me ask you this: Avs sweep, Rangers win in 5. Is that not the NHL's biggest nightmare?
No, it's really not. First off,
the Stanley Cup doesn't start until the 18th.
I know. That's good for the NHL. The NHL does not want to be playing at the same time that the NBA is and going. They have the opportunity for the first time ever to be on ESPN, TNT, and be all over the fucking place, ABC, and they're going to have it all to themselves. All to themselves, guys.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it would be a terrible thing alternating with the NBA every other night, because
this is the chance for the
it's a chance for them to take the center stage.
Sell their game, up their level of exposure. That is what is happening here, and I think it's fantastic. Okay, now first off, why do we constantly? All I've heard from Randall is this series is ending in 5. This series is ending in 5. The Rangers in Tampa Bay, really, I don't believe are going to end in 5.
If Tampa wins tomorrow, no. I think if they don't, yes.
Yeah, I think Game 5, since this is early betting. Let's look at the Rangers Lightning. Well, of course, that we can look at that game tomorrow night, I guess. Never mind on that. But Game 5, let's look ahead to Game 5.
Okay, well, let's stop for 1 second as I share my screen.
Are the Rangers the best bet for Game 5?
I don't have any idea. We haven't gotten past Game 4.
One question. Why is the intermission so long? I don't know. Why is it so long?
I don't know, but I got to share my screen here because I got to see if I put this in the bet tracker or not. God darn it, I forgot to do that. McDavid and Draisaitl both under bets today. Could have been the only player props that I saw that were worth a darn. If we're looking at June 8th, basically what we got, guys, is we've got this, okay? Tampa Bay and the Rangers under 5 positive EV play, 24 set market with plus 136 on the Pinnacle line, plus 145 on take the juice out, plus 148 on FanDuel. Okay. That is
so it's not plus EV. I mean, it's not plus EV.
Sure it is.
Or, well, I mean, okay, by 2 cents. Like,
yeah. It's well, when you take the juice, it is definitely plus EV. It's not a great plus EV play.
Oh yeah, plus 1%. Okay, yeah.
That's plus, it's
that I think we stay away from the 5 guys because that would hurt it because that's what saved us the last game was it was 3-2. You know, so yeah, 5. I think we're flirting with disaster there. 5.5's the play.
You do go ahead and do what you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and put a half a unit on that.
All right. Well,
I will bet the under 5 because positive EV has been very, very, very good.
No, and I'm not saying to go against positive, but look, you're setting yourself that particular play. There's a reason it's a low percentage positive play.
Again, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I'm gonna jump on it and we'll see what happens. There was a Draymond Green over 7.5 rebounds. No, over 7.5 rebounds earlier. It is not there now. Let's go to NBA and let's try to pull that up real quick and see where he's at with rebounds here.
I'm about sick of the NBA player prop positive EV. The one I bet, Draymond over 1-3. He had one attempt and he missed by about 10 feet.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love it. I love it when you guys complain.
And it's over player prop hit.
Nothing thrills me more. By the way, I hit a same game parlay in that game of DraftKings last night. Thank you very much.
So did I. I had Poole over 13.5. That was very sweaty.
Okay.
Draymond over 8.5, and Warriors wire to wire.
I don't know why this isn't showing up on the positive EV page, and he didn't have over rebounds last night, but it's minus 150 or minus 101 on the perfect line, and it's plus 110. That's a positive EV play for sure, and it was there earlier, and I like it too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with threes, but I like his points because he's.
This is rebounds.
It's rebounds.
Yeah, over 7.5 rebounds. I don't like Draymond Green.
No, and you know what? The only thing is his ass is getting tossed in this series.
It needed to last night, guys.
I know. He should have been. Thank God he wasn't. But he should have been. And then he said after the game, I earned this, exemption. The refs aren't going to like hearing that. And he's going to get an early tech, and his ass is going to get tossed. My prediction is in one of the next 2 games. So that's why I don't really love his props, but,
All right, so let's look here. Adam says NHL Night Bear would be 2 Canadian teams in the finals. That's true.
Even one.
Those lower EVs aren't much worth betting. Tiger Woods. Do you guys like those Celtics first half positive EV spreads? I love Draymond. He should be a hockey player, all about irritating people. If he was a hockey player, you could get away with some of that stuff. But some of that stuff is a bunch of crap, Tiger. And you know it. And that ain't no way to play the game. And I'm going to tell you, if he'd have been playing in the 70s and the 80s, a Bill Laimbeer, elbow across the face would have been coming his way. And there would have been blood. Trust me. That's the way they played the game back then. He looks like that guy from D's Nuts.
God.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, that was funny. That was funny. All right, so let's get to the Rangers and Tampa Bay. I've already heard everything. Randall's had.
Wait, see Wally address that. I mean, I do, but I just prefer Celtics full game. Like, if you got too cute with the Warriors, the first half spread is 2.5, and they were up 2. So you would have lost. I like I mean, a bet that I do like is wire to wire. It doesn't mean they lead the entire game. It just means they lead at the end of every quarter. And that's usually like 2-1. I like that.
So do you remember the bet that I told you about? The under 103.5, 104.5, 105.5, and 106.5 total points first half. Every single one of those hit. And my buddy who had 4 $50 bets in BetMGM, I talked him into betting all 4 of them, and they all 4 hit. And out of his $200 free bets, he got like $187.
Nice.
Way to go, Bob.
Kills you a beer.
On the back, Bob.
Yeah, he owes you a beer.
That's right, Bob,
sure.
who doesn't know anything.
No, we never said that.
Oh, yeah. Folks.
There you go, putting words in our mouth. Hey.
Folks, one of these days, I'm going to share some things with you that will, quite frankly, it'll get these guys in big trouble.
Oh, yeah. and you.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
You
do that at your own peril. Yeah.
And you've
already done that, Steve, without my permission. So I'll share whatever I want when I want.
All
right. So, folks,
that's a two-way.
Let's get to. I've already heard Mike on the Rangers. Heard enough out of Mike in the Rangers. He's never been on the Rangers all year long. So get off that, Steve. Make your case for your Rangers. Which, by the way, you wouldn't have been on if Randall hadn't had a future. Let's get that straight right now.
That's wrong. I actually told Randall about them before it started. So I originated that.
He contacted me asking me what I thought, and I said they had the best goalie in the league.
Yeah. I said I liked the Rangers or the Islanders, but I didn't know how bad the Islanders were. They had no chance of even qualifying. No, so I don't like the Rangers tomorrow, but what I do like is betting them to win the series. It's down to -140. I do like that. I mean, if they win tomorrow, they'll need to win 1 out of 3 to win. If they lose, they go back home and Game 7's going to be at home, so I still like it. So that's how I'm going to handle it. I'm just going to bet the series. I'm not going to bet the game, I don't think.
Okay. C. Wally says, thanks, Steve. Thanks, guys. Tiger Woods, can we look at early NHL MVP? I have no idea where we're at on that right now. Do you, Mike?
I mean, we're talking for next season, or are we talking about
for the Stanley Cup?
For the Stanley Cup, yeah. I mean, I would say you have to look at Colorado, and you got to look at McKinnon, definitely, and what, you're shaking your head, Bob. You got anybody else on Colorado? McCarr?
Well, you got to remember, McKinnon hasn't hardly scored. He had the hat trick in the one game, but how many goals he had? They haven't played that many games.
Well,
so
Colorado doesn't have a ton of – whereas Colorado, it's either McKinnon or McCarr for me. Those are the 2 main guys I think that have a shot at it. And then I think you have to look at the Rangers. I think, it's Shesterkin has got to be looked at. And I'll give you another guy. How about Zibanejad? Why are we not looking at him? I think he's a guy you got to look at for the Rangers.
Right.
He's been
Here we go.
Maybe Chris Kreider, a dark horse, but Zibanejad's got to be in the mix.
Darren Thompson, I had a Canadian on Facebook send me a random message before the Leafs series and told me to take Tampa Bay all the way.
I was going to say, can Igor win the MVP?
Conn Smythe. Yeah, he's got to get to the finals.
Right. But I mean, if you really,
guys,
yes, but if you're looking at who's been the best so far in the playoffs, the Rangers certainly have at least 2 guys that you can make. Shesterkin has got to be made. He's got to be the front runner in terms of who's left.
I actually thought that
Zibanejad. I think Zibanejad's got to have a shot. Kadri. And Kadri not gotten hurt, Adam. That's actually not a.
He took Bennington out.
Well, his production has been pretty good for Colorado, so he certainly would deserve a look. But with his injury, we don't know when he'll come back, so that kind of hurts that possibility. But
Tiger, ignore him and take Rangers. You know what, Tiger? We'll find out as the series goes on. Okay.
What's the MVP based on? Is it just the finals or the entirety of the playoffs?
Igor is 11-1 value for Conn Smythe. It's called Conn Smythe. It's not MVP. It's called the Conn Smythe Trophy, guys. If you're going to talk hockey, let's get the lingo down.
Where do you even see it?
It's going to go to whatever team's best player throughout the playoffs were.
Okay.
What book is that on, Tiger? Where are you finding?
Advantage at 18-1. Wow.
Yeah, I already put that up there, Mike.
I'm sorry. I was answering Steve's question. MGM.
That MGM.
I think Zibanejad has got to be a guy you look at as well. Shesterkin certainly is probably the front runner, but Tiger, if you're looking for a value, Zibanejad's got to be your guy. I love him. I think he's been extremely key for the Rangers and arguably their best player. Without him, I don't think the Rangers are here. No doubt about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. After the first series, in which a couple of guys I know were just ripping Shesterkin like he was I think he was
to be fair,
I remember seeing a bunch of toilet.
But to be fair, Shesterkin was a shell of himself early in that series. So when you were going by the eye test that they were going by,
where are you coming from, dude? He was playing in a playoff series. Okay, he's not a shell of himself. Goals go in. Goaltenders make mistakes. Things happen. Okay, that's just the way it is. He wasn't not a shell. He still had all the athletic ability that he's always had. A shell of yourself is when you had something happen, an injury or something, and you're not the player that you used to be. He just wasn't seeing and feeling the puck. You guys got to get into the groove here, man.
Bob's like a shell of himself of the former NBA bettor that he was last year.
Yes.
You know what? I haven't bet as much NBA, but I've been using the positive EV, and Randall asked me that. You know these little consecutive positive EV plays? They're like 11-3.
Okay. Second period's back on. I have a serious question.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a bet to get out of my over. What's the best bet? Avalanche -1.5, under 5. What do you think?
Probably -1.5 would probably be. You saw Jordan earlier, -1.5 all day.
I haven't watched any of it. I haven't watched any of it yet.
That's probably your safest bet right there. The only I mean, unless Edmonton somehow takes something between now and the second period to make them have some energy, I don't know.
Tiger says I should have went to the Saudi League, got offered 9 figures.
Did you see it? Yeah,
when the Rangers won in '94, the series results went 4-5, 7-7. This year they started 7-7. Can it go 5 versus Tampa and Rangers sweep? Oh, come on, Tiger. My God.
Well, hey, let's say one thing, Tiger. That Rangers team in '94 was absolutely loaded. Mark Messier,
man.
Brian Leach. Man, they were loaded.
Who was the goal? Mike Richter. Was it Richter on that team?
I believe so. Yeah. They were absolutely loaded with talent.
They had studs. Yeah. He wasn't born. Tiger said, I wasn't born. And I don't know.
This?
I don't have any idea, but I'm getting ready to get rid of this person. Come on now. We don't need that kind of crap. All right. Let's get out of here. Let's get back to the game. Go Avalanche, get this over with, and rest.
Edmonton just scored.
Okay. 1-1.
Hey, come on. Let's get that over. Let's get that over. Since Bob led us on.
That's right.
Led you on? You don't listen to me anyway.
It may be a good thing we didn't. It may be a good thing we didn't.